Grown-ups, in this lesson, Space Camp, the kids and I will turn an ordinary dark bedsheet into a starry night sky. This lesson is all about the stories that we tell or stories that humans have found through history in the stars of our night sky, but really helping kids to understand that we can communicate a whole lot when we tell a story. To help kids explore this play, you'll want to have a dark piece of paper, an old towel or sheet that can be the background of your night sky. You're also going to want to have on hand things that will show up on a dark background, things like sidewalk chalk, shaving cream, or cornstarch. We can't wait to see what stars and stories your kiddos come up with. Hi, explorers. Are you ready to come to Tinkergarten?
Come to Tinkergarten, come to Tinkergarten, come to Tinkergarten.
Explorers, flashlights are really fun tools to play with at night, but sometimes I even use them during the day. Right now, I'm using this flashlight to try and get a good look at some tiny friends under these evergreen trees. Do you know of a creature who's almost like a flashlight itself? I'm thinking of a creature who makes light with its body and uses that light to communicate with other friends and creatures. Do you know which creature I'm thinking of? Could I have a clue? Now, do you know which creature I'm thinking of? Yes? No? Not sure? Well, let's find out. Drum roll! It's a firefly!
Firefly, firefly, flash your light. Share your glow with friends at night. Firefly, firefly, flash your light. Come to Tinkergarten.
Fireflies are known by many names. One common one is lightning bugs. The glow that they make is created by combining a special chemical in their abdomens with oxygen from the air. Fireflies can recognize each other by the flashing patterns of their lights. Fireflies also flash to let predators know not to eat them. Sometimes a group of fireflies will all flash the same pattern at the same time. Fireflies love warm, humid weather, so people often see them in the summertime. They glow mostly at night because they are nocturnal, active during the nighttime. Explorers, we can't make our own light with our bodies, but we could use our fingers to pretend they're rays of light flashing, just like fireflies. Flash, 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 flash. I would also love to buzz and fly around like a firefly, but it feels a little too cozy in here. How about we flash, flash out of here and we can fly like fireflies? Come on. Oh, there's so much more room here to spread firefly wings and flashlights. How about we try and fly like fireflies while we flash our lights all the way to the play area? Sound good? Okay, stretch out your firefly wings. Flash, flash, here we go. Come on. Hi, explorers, we're back in our play area. I wonder how we'll play today. It's our invitation to play. Let's see what's inside. Sheet? Card? Shaving cream? Ooh! How can you tell a story about the night sky? Explorers, the night sky is filled with bright stars. but it's also filled with stories. Throughout history, people have looked up and imagined that the stars are connected into special pictures known as constellations. And then those people have told stories about those pictures that reflect things they care about. These 7 stars right here are among the most well-known and recognizable stars in the northern hemisphere where I live. And you probably live too. These 7 stars are part of a bigger picture or constellation called Ursa Major. And they're known by lots of people as the Big Dipper because they kind of look like a spoon that you can dip and scoop with. But different people have told very different stories about these same 7 stars. Stories imagining that they were a wagon, or a net to catch salmon, or the thigh bone of a big bull, or even a sorcerer. Wow, it's amazing how many different stories you can tell about those same stars. You can read about those stories and even more stories told about these 7 stars on this card you can find in your My Tinker Garden. Now it's daytime here, so I can't look up and look for pictures in my night sky, but maybe I could use some of these materials to make my own night sky and make my own pictures and stories. Should we try? Okay. Well, maybe let's start out with this dark fabric. Reminds me of the dark background of the night sky. I'll spread it out, and let's see what we could use to make stars and pictures and stories. Ooh, one of my favorite ways to make marks on a dark background is using chalk. And in the summer, I love sidewalk chalk. Let me see if I can make some marks. Ooh, there are some marks, but you know what? I bet if I could make this chalk nice and wet, it might make even brighter star marks. Should we try? Let's see. I'll pour some water in my bowl. And then I'll do a little dipping, a little dipper, into the water, and we'll see if I can make these marks even darker with wet chalk. A little bit. Yeah. Look at that. And I'm gonna make some more. Make a mark over here. Make a mark over there. Maybe a mark in the middle. Look at those stars. Ooh, they're getting nice, and the more I push and smush and crush my chalk, maybe I could try to crush some a little bit. Ooh, I'm gonna try that in this one spot. Maybe if I took a rock, just crushed a little. Ooh, I've got some nice yellow, bright yellow chalk too I can work with. Look at that. Oh. Look at those beautiful chalk chunks. And I can crush a little more over here. If you have chalk at home, you can use a rock. Sometimes I like to use one of my mallets. If you have those around, look at those bright stars. This is one of my favorite ways to get some water into my play, and sometimes to cool myself off. Oh, I can make that chalk wet with a little spritz too. And really rub it in. Wow. Look at those stars. Ooh, this is a really fun one. This is white shaving cream. Now I'm looking at my stars and I'm imagining them like a picture. I might connect them with my shaving cream and see what picture I see. See if you can tell what picture I'm imagining too. Ooh, whoa. Do you know what picture that is? Yes? No? Not sure? My imagination sees an invitation to play. Because that's one of the things I value most, is coming to see you and getting new invitations to play. But now that I think about it, there's so many great materials, and there are invitations everywhere. They don't have to come in envelopes. So let's play. Ooh, let's use this. You know what this is? This is cornstarch, and it feels so wonderful. And sometimes in my night sky, I see bursts of stars and the Milky Way galaxy. I can imagine swirls. And you know the great thing about invitations to play is there's no wrong way to play, especially at Tinker Garden. So I am going to keep swirling and whirling and using all of my materials to make a beautiful, wild night sky. While I keep adding to my night sky, let's see how other explorers are playing with stars and stories. These explorers use different materials to make their own night skies. This explorer duo crushed up chalk for their stars in so many different ways, with a mallet, with their scooter, with their hands, and then they celebrated their beautiful creation with a dance party in space. As these explorers started working, they wanted to get their chalk wet. First, they used their bodies to spread water around. Next, they tried paintbrushes, and then they tried putting the chalk right into the water. Such great experimenting. One explorer was excited to pour the colored water out, but others didn't love that at first. Then they got in there with their paintbrushes and made their galaxy even more vibrant. Look at that night sky. Amazing. These explorers wanted to see what constellations they could find in the sky where they live. With a grown-up's help, they used an app that turned their phone into a constellation finder. Even in the daytime, these explorers were able to use the app to find out what constellations they can see in their own neighborhoods. These explorers wanted to do some space travel, so they created their own rocket ships. This explorer constructed a ship out of recycled materials, adding their own details and special tools. Then they blasted off. The first thing they did once they landed on the moon was use their telescope to look around. Once they felt it was safe, they left the ship to explore. What an adventure! This explorer decorated their ship first with paint, then with glue and nature treasures, with a quick basil break. And then with tape and such patience and care, it was time for...
Blast off.
I am so inspired by how those explorers played. Thank you, explorers, and thank you, fireflies, for inspiring my play. This is my night sky. Every time I look at it, I notice different pictures and different stories. Do you notice anything in my night sky? This was Lesson 6, Space Camp. And what was our invitation to play? How can you tell a story about the night sky? And now it's your turn. Before we go, let's count to 3 and we'll shout, "Let's play." Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's play!